I think that's us live on Facebook. You're live. You guys just gotta deal with kids, because I live in a neighborhood community. Grabbing a drink while it's loading. I'm here. What? You see me? I gotta find a place to put Wookie. You can go brighten my cute little baking club. You hear me? You see me? Alright guys, sorry. How's the ceiling? Kind of dirty, right? Wow, why is that echo? Oh, that's me. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Hi guys. Hi. Alright, I'm as unorganized as ever, so, you know, hey. Nervous. When it comes to baking, I get really nervous because baking and cooking, it's not like playing a game and beautiful, it is not. Like, there is a rust spot. Water drops. I've told them multiple times that my ceiling was leaking, and they come in and they're like, it's dry. And I'm like, you're right, but it's leaking. And they're like, no, you're fine. Okay. Is Facebook lagging? I'm on my computer. Let me look down here, because that angle's not good for my face. I'm using the webcam on my computer. That's fair. And you're lactose, so I wouldn't want you to risk it. But the recipe's always going to be here. Go ahead and try to adjust this. I've already got the oven preheating, and I've got my recipe stapled to the wall because I am an adult. The stream is behind, so I'm going to open OBS. My tweet was probably too long. Hey, I see me. Oh. Look! It's Wookie! There you are! Alright. I didn't have a place to put him, so he's in my oven glove, because where else would you put him? Hey, everybody! Troy says Wookie! Alright, guys. So, before we start, I can't post the actual... Let me move this. There we go. I can't post the actual, like, recipe step-by-step, so you guys are gonna have to, like, keep up and pay attention to not fall behind. Mise en place, I already went and put all the ingredients, so everything is set up, ready to go. I got my 2 pots. It calls for ramekins, but I'm not that fancy. I did, however, upgrade to these fancy little dishes. I got them for like 25 cents at a home goods place because they were on clearance. If you don't have ramekins for this, it's not an issue. You could use a normal coffee mug. As long as bread bakers, I've done bread. I've done that really fancy bread that you braid. Depending on the size of your container is going to affect how much time you have to cook it for. So keep that in mind, but we will go over exactly when you know that your crème brûlée is done cooking, baking, both. It calls for a deep pan, so you can put your ramekins in it. I took out 6. This recipe that I posted, the recipe that I posted is for 2 4-ounce creations. My daughter said she wanted one, so I'm just going to try to fill 6. If not, it's not a big deal. Actually, 6 of these fit perfectly in here. So space prep is a crucial thing with baking. You want to make sure everything is set up. I scaled everything in ounces except for the cups of heavy cream. I have a kitchen scale. I got it on Amazon, like $10. I take this thing to class. It's nice and thin. Just slap it in your backpack, go to class, whip it out, and then you don't have to worry about ever cleaning your scaling class. And if you do have a nice scale, wrap it with saran wrap. That way, cleanup is easy. You just take the saran wrap, chuck it out. Woo! Get some Starbucks. Starbucks, hit me up. I love your dragon mango tea. Just saying. 2 a day. Love them. Okay. Don't mind. If I was actually in the kitchen at school and stuff, I wouldn't be touching my face, my hands, scratching, biting my fingers. I'm at home, so it's kind of okay because I only have one person I'm feeding and they don't know. Okay. So the first step of the recipe is to preheat your oven to 300 degrees. You love the replay? Hey. Yeah, she's upstairs on Fortnite. Okay, so like I said, before I did this, I started heating my oven about 30 minutes ago. So mine's been heating for a minute. Then it says to place several of the 4-ounce ramekins inside of the deep dish and set it aside, which is important because you want to make sure you have as much space to work with as possible. If this was not here, I could have it right here. All right. So I'm going to use this pot, which is kind of rusted, so I'm just going to show you the backside. It's not rusted, it's kind of used. Hand-me-downs. Ain't broken. Alright, next step says to heat the oven to 300 degrees. We're already preheating it, so it's good. It says to place the heavy cream and your first amount of sugar into the saucepan. You're gonna have to turn like the top on, so I would say turn it to medium. If it doesn't look like it's cooking, turn it a little higher. You don't want this to boil, so do not let your stuff boil. So I doubled the recipe. Everything on there is 1.5 cups, 1 ounce, 3 ounces, and then, 36 drops. I doubled the recipe and upped it for the kid. Alright, so I'm going to do the heavy cream first. You following? And then I'm going to put the sugar. Dirty dishes in the sink. It says scrape the vanilla bean and add it to the saucepan. We're not using vanilla bean. We are using vanilla extract. If you have a vanilla bean, kudos for having, that $13 per bean pod. Because I have $2 for, 2 pounds of extract. So I'm going to plop that right on in there. Actually, I lied. It says to boil it. Sounds like a dangerous game. Okay. It says to bring the mixture to the boil. I'm going to go ahead and mix it. Got my fancy little whisk. So I'm going to stir in the sugar really well. And then I guess bring it to a boil like it says. I still have my heat set to medium. I don't want to whip it too much because I'm not here to make whipped cream. And using a whisk adds air to it. I just want to make sure it's mixed up pretty well. I'm going to sit it down a little bit. And then read the next step because it's always good to be a little ahead than way behind, especially when you've got something already cooking. So step 4 is to bring it to a boil. We are working on it. Now it says once the cream has come to a boil, combine the egg yolks and the second amount of sugar together in a separate bowl. You do not want to combine the yolks and sugar too early or the yolks will crystallize in the sugar. Fun stuff. So the easiest way that we did, because we've done this recipe only one time before, so I've done it once, had the best looking creme brulee in class, and now I'm kind of like panicked because, you know, superstar student over here doesn't know if I'm going to be able to recreate an amazing recipe. So last time what we did was I used a normal bowl, and when this was close to the boil, I take my yolks and my sugar and I mix them together, and then I have to temper it into this. And the easiest way is to take small portions of the boiling liquid and slowly whisk it in to prevent the eggs from cooking, because you don't want your eggs to cook while you're trying to make like a really super creamy, delicate recipe. And if you do too much hot liquid at one time, you will cook your eggs and you'll ruin it. Then you gotta start over. We're not here for mistakes, even if they're happy ones. Because who doesn't like some boiled eggs? Mmm, yum. What? No, I'm not doing that until the cream comes to a boil. Okay. I mix the cream, sugar, and the vanilla together. Now they're waiting over medium heat to come to a nice, gentle boil. Because I'm not here to create an eruption. I'm here to create magic. It is hot over that stove. How are you guys doing? Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I can't see Facebook talking, so I'm gonna... Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. Well, thank you. Thanks for going down on me. It is very hot. Yes. Alright, so this stream is paused for some reason. Let me just do a little quick refresh. Is Facebook still up? Oh no, you guys got my face right here. Oh yeah, no. Oof. Look at that face. Hey everybody, welcome. I could watch Facebook and see everybody. There's 4 people on Twitch. I'm sorry I scared you guys away. I promise I'm a nice person. Sometimes. Ooh, it's hot. So who here is cooking with me? Or am I doing the only cooking? Because that's fine. I don't mind cooking. I know I'm touching my face. Corona! Hello! I can feel the heat and I see the flame, but there's no boil. Okay. You would be. I'm sorry. We're gonna do more cooking with Neinei in the future. I've just, like, really slacked on it. Whoa, it's 6 a.m.? Hot dang. Well, I'm sorry, Mark. So sorry, it's 6 a.m. I had to do it like, it's 6 p.m. for me, so I did it this late because 6, 7, 8, it's 8 a.m. in Australia. I had to try to get it somewhat fair for the boo. I don't think his family would appreciate him, you know, baking at 2 in the morning. Hey TJ! Yeah, you can't really see him. Have you guys even seen Wookie? Megabot! Hey! Hey guys, welcome! We're making creme brulees. How fancy. Okay. Hey babe! Hey. Say hi to everybody. Let me see. Oh, hold on. I gotta get to this one. There you are. Let's just blind everyone, I guess, because, hold on, I'll find it. Hold on, there's a sweet spot, right? Okay. Maybe, hold on. There he is.
Hey guys, what's going on?
It's not the greatest, I apologize, but you know what? It was an attempt. Back into my glove. Nice and safe. Unless I pick you off the wall. That's close enough. Sorry. Alright, I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit because it's still not coming to a boil. There's not even any bubbles. Alright, so the nice thing with cooking a creme brulee is you get the two different cooking methods, because we're using the stovetop for the first, and then once we get done tempering everything together and we strain it and we put it inside of the ramekins, we then cook it in the oven for a few hours. 45 minutes, about, because again, it depends. Just, I've got small containers, so it's not going to take me as long to bake these as it took me to bake this thing that was filled up to here. Like, this thing took a hot minute, but it's a big coffee mug. We collect them, we don't drink them. Ew. Woo! I heard it. You guys probably heard it. Sorry, it's coming through the computer. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna go back to Streamlabs. Sorry, Facebook peeps. Alright, I got some bubbling. How about you? Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm moving mine around again, just in case any sugar was stuck. I want to make sure it fully dissolves. This is going to be so good. I'm so excited for it. Yeah, I can't see it either. I didn't see what it was. Because the mini feed says something was done 18 hours ago. It doesn't say what was done. I can only assume it was like a follow, or not a follow, because the follows are here. So I can only assume it was a stream share, which is awesome. If you guys shared the stream, thank you. That helps. One of these days I'll figure out exactly where I put like these creative things. I don't even know. Alright, my bubbles are getting more consistent.
Yeah.
Woo, it's hot! Alright, so since this is coming to the right boil that I want, I'm going to put the eggs and the last bit of sugar inside of the bowl. Yeah, that's all I see. I'll mix it again to kind of slow down the boil. Alright, put the eggs. Remember, it was 3 ounces of eggs. Egg yolk. Yolk is really important. You don't want the white. I'm gonna turn on the light. It's getting dark out. There we go. Alright. And the sugar. Mix them up. I want to mix them really good because I want it to have a nice, like, taste to it, but I don't want it to be sugary. Like, you don't want to have the sugar crystals. You want to have it kind of broken down. Taking my cream off the heat because it started to boil a little bit too much. So I'm going to turn off the flame, bring it back. Alright, now comes the tempering part, which is really, really, really important to get right. It's tough. What I'll do is I'll keep one hand moving my mixture, And the other one, I'm taking just enough of the hot milk and I'm putting it in slowly while I'm mixing it up. Remember, you do not want your eggs to cook. Once it's in, do it again. And you do this a couple times until you bring the temperature of your eggs to about the same temperature that your milk is. That way it doesn't cook. I'm not really good at being left-handed, so I'm going to switch hands. You guys can't see it, but my mixture isn't thick. It is a nice consistency. It's smooth. There's not any chunks. I'm going to do it again because, again, we want the temperature to be almost the same temperature as the hot milk that we just brought to a boil. It won't reach it because we're not boiling the eggs, but we're incorporating the hot milk. That way the eggs aren't so shocked when we mix them in. Alright, I think that's... No, my eggs are still cold, so I'm going to do it a little bit more. Alright, so on here it says temper in the hot cream to the egg yolk and sugar mixture, stirring to distribute the heat, which is exactly what we're doing. Don't mind my face getting flushed, it's really hot over here. Woo! Alright, it says strain the... So we gotta do it all the way through, that's fine. I'm gonna end up mixing this egg mixture into this because I want to reuse this bowl. It's perfect for this amount. Just takes a quick rinse. Once I'm able to pour it in like an amount that I just did without having it chunk, I know it's well enough. So now we take this, we trade places. So you take your egg mixture and you're mixing it directly into your hot cream. Keep it stirring, stir it slowly. Tempering is a very, very, very important, stressful process. But trust me, it's nothing like tempering chocolate. No. I'm just conserving dishes. Once it's all in, keep stirring, break it down completely. You want it to be a nice, creamy mix. All right. Now that that's done, this is done. I'm gonna rinse this out because again, I want to reuse this. Okay. I'm gonna rinse it out real quick. Dry it off. What's up? What?
I think you're essentially just making custard from scratch.
Well, yeah, it's creme brulee. It is a custard-based dessert. Alright. Alright. Do-do-do-do-do. Quick wipe down. Alright. Now that we have this, the next step is to strain our mixture into a bowl. I have this fine mesh strainer. It was only a couple bucks at Walmart. You can use a chinois if you have, which is more of a funnel. But that's only if you're planning on making like stock-sized, you know, creme brulee batches. This is perfect for this small bowl. You just put it in, and you strain. What we're going to do is we're straining our milk mixture just in case any eggs did coagulate. So it leaves it absolutely creamy. I'm going to reread to make sure I'm not skipping steps. So strain the custard through a chinois or a fine mesh strainer, and then, so we'll do that first. I'm going to use this just in case there is chunks. There shouldn't be. So all you do is you take your mixture and you're dumping it into your strainer. Man, I am good.
Thank you. That's good.
Sorry, I was moving some of the foam so you guys could see what I see. It's fine. I'm not really worried. It's gonna burn. Alright, so if you guys can see, I'm not sure how well this webcam works, but if you can see, there's a couple pieces of cooked egg in here, which is why we use the mesh strainer, because you don't want that inside of your food. Alright, another dish down, another dish made. So now you take a large spoon and you're going to skim all the foam off of the top, because we don't want foam. We don't want any imperfections when it comes to our recipe. And we're going to need this. So you just skim off any foam, put it in the sink, because it's not wanted. It takes a little bit because it's a good amount of foam. We essentially just like whipped the heavy cream-ish, not too much. We ended up boiling the heavy cream, which gave it some foam. Then when we were straining it, it created air, which that's all we're doing is we're trying to get rid of this air. And you want it to be nice, smooth, and reflective, no foam, no bubbles. It's okay if there are some, because guess what? We're cooking at home. We're not top high-end chefs with fancy equipment to do all this. We're using a freaking spoon. Which they do too, don't get me wrong. Foam is unwelcome here. Oh, there was a shout out. I'm not sure who shouted out. You know what, Dozer? I'm gonna vote no, because I'm not even sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like something ridiculous. I'm just trying to teach people how to do like entry-level, simple, fancy things to impress their family, friends, neighbors, lovers, whoever. And creme brulee has that fancy name, so you sit there and say, oh yeah, I just made like 40 creme brulee, you want me to bring it to the baby shower? And people are going to be like, what? And they're going to think you're like the fanciest little thing that's ever walked the planet. Except for my mom. Because she's like, oh yeah, I love creme brulee. I can make it. Okay, Mom, this isn't about you. It's about me. I'm almost done. There's like one little piece of foam that just like keeps morphing like into a snake. It's trying to get away. Like every time I catch it, like it breaks off into 4 pieces. It's like the Hydra of creme brulee. Okay, that's good enough. Alright. Oh, man, my daughter's gonna love dishes. Alright, so now it says place your ramekins or creme brulee dishes in a hotel pan. Pour the custard into the ramekins right up to the top of the edge. We're not going to do all that. We're going to take it to Depends on the size of your container. I'm going to take it with a little bit of a gap from the top of the edge, just because. Yoop. What happened? Oh, bud. I mean, I could teach you how to do simple egg recipes. On our YouTube, I have Cooking with Neinei where we've done... Have you already strained it?
Yeah.
You're portioning?
Yeah.
Okay. I have done... I'm going to use another one of these. I have done Cooking with Neinei where I made burgers. Alright, I'm actually going to show you guys, if I can, just how creamy. I don't know if you guys can see it. Not if I'm holding it down, right? Just look how... It's that webcam. I'll get this one day. One day I'll be a pro. How creamy it is. You guys will see when it's done, I guess. I suck. Well, hold on, guys. Ready for a whirlwind of fun? Don't mind the dirty sink of dishes. There you go. Whoop. So it's got some foam on the outside. I can't really help that too much. Probably didn't help I just added foam. You're welcome. Alright, so I'm not going to take them all the way, but I'm going to take them a little bit up. And if any foam goes in these while I'm adding it, I'll just use a spoon and take it back out. That's good enough. In a little bit, you'll understand why we're putting it inside of a deep pan. Sorry, I got really quiet, but I'm trying to focus, and I'm looking for any imperfections that might be inside of the liquid. Six might have been just perfect, thinking about it. And it's a really good dessert. It's sweet. Got like the right flavoring to it. And then if you have a blowtorch, you put the fancy caramelized sugar on top. I'm not that fancy. Like having these dishes is fancy enough. Oh. It's close. But all I'll do is I'll skim off the top. Skim from the others to make the one fill. Just as much. Alright, I'm gonna have to grab a spoon to take out these bubbles. I don't mind dishes so much. Alright, that one decided to pop itself, said you're not getting me, Copper. Maybe if I pop them. Nope. Added bubbles. Okay. So once you got your creme brulee all separated, you're wasting your points? Yeah, save your points. Don't waste them. Cooking takes perfection. Yeah. Okay, so once they're placed, you're going to put the entire pan with the ramekins in the oven. It says before you close the oven door, fill the pan 2/3 of the way with water. Okay, so now you're going to see why I put my stuff. This is how I have my thing the way it is. I have the cookie sheet, my hotel pan with my ramekins. That way I can just add the water into the hotel pan before I put it in, because who wants to stand over freaking 300 degrees? And then I can easily take it out with my hotel pan. Water. I'm going to use a measuring cup because I'm going to put it in here, and you want it 2/3 of the way with water. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to leave the stream running while this is cooking, because 45 minutes of me just standing around looking like a complete dirt is not worth it for anybody. So what you do, after you fill it with 2/3 of water, you put this entire thing in the 300-degree oven. You're going to cook it for about 45 minutes. Then you're going to go back to the oven at your 45 minutes, and you want to, you tap on your thing. If it jiggles like gelatin, it's not done. Oh, you do. You want it to jiggle. You want the center of your custard to jiggle when the pan is moved. If the custard swims in a wavy motion, then it's not cooked all the way through. You want it to be kind of like Jell-O consistency. So you want it to be solid, but you don't want it to be completely solid, if that makes sense. Because you want it to be creamy. And then, once you get done with that, once it's done and you know it's done cooking because it's going to be kind of solid, it's going to be like jiggly. Once you get done and you take it out, you're going to remove them from the hotel pan, let them cool down a little bit. Solid but not solid. You got it, Troy. You're going to remove it from the hotel pan, let it cool down at room temp for a little bit, and then you're going to refrigerate it. And you want to refrigerate it for a few hours before you're able to eat it. Now, it says to brûlée the custard. Sprinkle the surface of the cold custard with granulated sugar. And then it says with your, hold on, what? Oh yeah, you don't want it on your ramekin. So when your thing is cooled down, you're going to sprinkle it with sugar. They sometimes use a brown sugar and a white sugar mix. You're going to sprinkle it, make sure nothing's on your ramekin, and then you're going to take a blowtorch to it, just enough to where it caramelizes. But that's your preference. So I'm going to take this 2/3 full of water, and I'm going to put it into the oven for 45 minutes. And since I'm not going to be streaming the reveal or anything, I will take pictures and I will post them. When we upload the video to YouTube, when we upload the pics to video to YouTube, we will have all of that on there where you'll see like the complete steps and process. Hey Jaden. But that's pretty much it for creme brulee. If you guys have any questions, definitely like hit me up. I don't have a whole lot, but I do have like a screenshot of the entire cooking process if you want it on hand. I did post it to our Facebook page, and I think it's in the Discord. I might have to double check the Discord. But we're here, you know. If you guys have any questions, concerns, if your creme brulee turned out amazing, please, like inbox me, show me what your creation came out with. If you decided to brulee your cream, let me see it, because I'm not that fancy. I have a lighter, and I'll probably catch the house on fire before I caramelize any sugar with that. That's it for the creme brulee. I'm getting on Adopt Me, so shocker there. If you guys want to head over, burn it down to the ground, it'll get rid of them spiders. So many spiders. If you guys want to hang out on Adopt Me, let me know. Or just show up, surprise me. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope your desserts turn out perfect and everybody's impressed by some fancy dish that you just threw together in your kitchen. Yeah. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. We love you, and we are going to be streaming on Adopt Me. So I love you, stay beautiful, and thank you guys for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it.